We're back on Mr. King's Ford.
Yeah, pull out of my grid, talking your matches, you want. Yeah, pull out of my grid, talking your matches, you want that on my face. On it on me, got me dancing, clinking to glasses, bottles of rum on the way, stealing my shit now, copy my shit now, hating on me now.
Been about 2 weeks since this has ran. You can tell there's also been a bit of snow. It's currently about 20 degrees. I've got one battery in it. Let's see how it starts. Damn near killed the batteries because I didn't plug the fuel pump in. Trying to give it a little spritz of brake clean. All right, here it is. We're back on Mr. King's Ford. The goal for today's video should be pretty simple. I need this out. The engine and transmission's coming out today. That's all we're gonna do. It's gonna be a lot of music and sped up footage while I'm doing work. A little less informative video, more just showing you what I'm doing. If you have any questions that do relate to any particular system coming out of one of these trucks, ask me in the comments. If I have that knowledge, I will share it. So I've written myself a bit of a list. I'm gonna start on the driveline, the batteries. I'm gonna pull the front clip. Radiator and hoses are coming off. I'm gonna label the wiring that's going to things that I do have to unplug. Undo the ground wires, undo the motor mounts, and then it'll be coming out. So we'll get on this list and I'll cross stuff off as we get to it. About an hour of being under the truck later, and I have what I believe is all of the bolts out of the transmission to the engine. There may be one more. Kind of seems like there should be a sixth one. Passenger side, very top, but the downpipe from the turbo kit that somebody put on it is in the way. I pulled the exhaust clamp down there, and then I'm going to go ahead and pull the downpipe from the back of the turbo so that I can get it out of the way and make sure that there isn't one more up there. I got all but one of the downpipe bolts off. The one that's all the way underneath in the corner of the downpipe had previously been rounded off by somebody else, so I rounded it off a lot worse and could not get it off. I thought I had enough visibility to see that there was not a 6 motor to transmission bolt because of the turbo being loose on the manifold. But as you'll see in the future, I was wrong about that. Time to start working on the front clip. The entire front clip off. That's all I have planned for today. We'll be right back with motor mounts and yanking this son of a bitch out. It's the next day. I just need to undo motor mounts and then wrestle this thing out of here. So yesterday we got the front clip off, obviously. Radiator and hoses are off. I'm gonna leave that open, so I still might label a couple things. So now we're working on motor mounts. Alright, I lied. I just got underneath there to start prying it apart, and I realized that the downpipe from the turbo is just barely covering one more bolt. The issue with that is that I feared that previously, and I tried to take the downpipe off, but the downpipe was put on the turbo before it was put in the truck. The turbo was bolted to the turbo manifold before it was put in the truck. And then halfway down the trans tunnel, on top of the trans, there is a 2-bolt flange for an exhaust. I just got to figure out what I can actually access. We'll see what I get. All right, this is now turned into building custom tools with Gavin. Time consuming, but that was the perfect tool for the job. Little crow's foot worked perfect, but I was only getting like a quarter turn each time. But I got it off. In theory, I should be able to grab a hold of this, wiggle it out of here. We've removed the turbo. It just took me hacksawing through the exhaust, and I'm gonna have to weld it back together. There's too many broken pieces of hardware for it to come out any of the possible ways. It's coming out with a hacksaw. All the hours, all the things fighting me, and it's finally time to take this engine out. Got it out. This greasy monstrosity was a huge pain in my ass, but I have to keep reminding myself that it's definitely going to be worth it in the end. None of it was that bad, I guess, but there were definitely some learning curves. I did blow up the AC. I'll have to see if the 460 has one. It still has one mount on the bottom. I can probably bend it back and make that work fine. But aside from that, we had no major catastrophes of any kind. The engine's in one piece, the truck's mostly in one piece. Now all we have to do is polish a turd. I'm gonna end up getting this thing lifted up. We'll spray everything off with the pressure washer, open up our valves, make sure everything looks good in there, probably do valve cover gaskets, open up the bottom end, same thing. Maybe even pull a couple of rod bearing or rod caps off so that we can look at the bearings, make sure nothing looks crazy. But that'll be on the next episode. I appreciate you for joining me. This is definitely a big hunk of shit, and it took a lot of time. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the growth of my channel with the algorithm and whatnot. Have a great day. And remember, don't let your meat loaf.